Hello, everyone. So this is for Trump's Monday, June 9th, 2025 health reading. And if I pick up something else, I'll talk about it. But yeah, I was going to do a reading on the, with what started as an ICE raid into the LA garment district where many immigrants work to get their visas and more. Maybe they're undocumented. I don't care. They work hard just to get by, and they're abused enough without having to have this monster in the White House try to declare. He thinks he's working his way up to declaring martial law, but it's not. It's an act of Congress that can only do that. He's, I remember, I'm old, I was born in the 50s. And I remember Kent State in 1970, and I remember the LA riots in 1992. And, oh man, I'll never forget that. And I remember the Rodney King beating, which caused the LA riots to happen because the 4 cops that did the beating in Upland on Rodney King, they got acquitted by a judge in Simi Valley. And then all hell broke loose. I'll never forget that day trying to get home. It took me 4 hours, and I couldn't even use the freeway. I had to take Topanga. I was trying to get home to Santa Monica, and I had to take Topanga Canyon Road. It was beautiful though, but it was a long drive. So okay, well, let's look at this dirtbag's health. Taco Don the Con, Cheetolini, and all the other awesome. I can't remember. There are so many good names that you guys have for him. I love it when you share them with me, and I'm trying to remember them. But how's his health? I mean, it turns out he was at a stupid UFC fight or something last night. It's probably why we had pretty sure we had 2 pages up here, for the evening part, and then that 9 of Swords reversed. But yeah, bad news coming out. Meanwhile, he's at a fight, and meanwhile, he has Mars right on his ascendant, about ready to conjunct his natal Mars, which lives on his ascendant, and his ascendant is at 29 degrees 50 something minutes. That's 3 minutes more, and it would have been, I remember that. 3 minutes more, and it would be, his ascendant would have moved into Virgo, but that's not the kind of person he is, because that anaretic degree brings in intensity. So, and then, he's just, so a Mars return, everyone has it every 2 years. I don't know how well that's going to go for him this time, because, there's this thing called imploding into your own negativity when all systems freeze up. So, okay, 3 of Pentacles reversed. This is Mars in Capricorn. This is a lack of teamwork on the, purely physical level or, mundane level. But health-wise, it's our card for hardening the arteries. And maybe there's an infection coming on for some reason or another because, he's involved in a lot of dark money. He's involved in so much negativity. He's out in, for somebody with his health to go to an arena where everybody's screaming and yelling, and what that does, it puts all this particulate, spit into the air. And there he is. So, but anyway, dark money, delays, disappointments, wasting time. His big challenge, which is doubly challenged, by the Four of Wands being reversed in the negative, which is a reversed position for me. At least that's the way I read it. Other readers may not, and that's fine. We have to go by our own rules. So really bad eating problems cause health issues. We know he's done that for years and years and years, and it's only getting worse. All right, so early in the morning, something has him getting up and going quickly with the mind, with the Knight of Swords. It's not good. This is just really opinionated crap. Maybe he's going somewhere, and this is like airport security, or and then who's this air sign woman? Well, it's got to be maybe Laura Loomer, or what's her name, Janine Pirro. They're both Geminis. I doubt it's Linda McMahon, the Secretary of Education. She's a Libra, but I think it could be Janine Pirro. It could be maybe they have some powwow first thing in the morning. Okay, whatever. Ooh, midday. Ruh-roh. We have health problems here. And with the Eight of Pentacles reversed, his heart's not working. And I can hear you guys already. He doesn't have a heart. I hear you. So yeah, okay, Three of Swords when it's upright or reversed, it's not good. This is betrayal, grief, loss. This is his hatred. This is his, sadness. Maybe he's being rejected, distracted at the very least. I mean, it can be a card of removal. God, wouldn't that be just like, it would be some kind of a miracle if he's just suddenly removed. Please. Yeah. So now it can also be heart surgery, but at the very least, heart problems and, illnesses around the heart. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles reversed, digestion issues, ulcers. It's also my card for, the thing that comes out the end. And because it can be IBS, it can be diarrhea, it can also be constipation. Constipated heart, let's read it that way. Oh, yes. And then in the evening, here we have his dysfunctional family home life with represented by the Ten of Cups reversed. Oops. I need to make a little room. Sometimes my camera cuts. Well, you know what? This is a new camera. Maybe it's not doing that anymore. Sometimes it cuts off over here on the left side, or right side, I'm sorry. So anyway, back to the Ten of Cups. When it's reversed, for health, I read it as getting bad health advice sometimes, but then other times an unexpected surgery. And with the Five of Swords reversed, all of these swords, so far we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and all of these swords can be needles, knives, scalpels, right? Yeah. So, but the Five of Swords reversed, when it comes to, wouldn't it be, it could, I'd love it if it's a funeral, but we don't have the other cards leading up to that, right? But I sometimes see this as a funeral card. Other times it's just, he's kind of moving on. But now when it comes to I don't know. I mean, because we know he's more of the Five of Swords upright, kind of a guy who loves to fight, and he's just all about the conflict, and he's headed towards humiliation, that's for darn sure. He's already being humiliated. I mean, he's known as Taco Don, right? And his aides keep things away from him, and then he's caught off guard by questions out in the public. What? They're saying what? Oh, well, that's just awful. No wonder I never take your questions. Oh, so anyway, but self-sabotage is another hallmark of this card when it's upright. And vengeance, he's already, it probably should have come through upright, because in fact, I'll do that. Except for on the level of health, we just have to say at night, being reclusive. I'll leave it there that way. Okay. So just remember that, because when I'm talking, I'm saying words and you're looking at an image, I'm kind of, burning something into your brain over and over again. So I don't want to say the wrong thing while the card's in the wrong position. So when it's reversed for health, these are health gimmicks. This is reclusiveness or a funeral. Okay, now I'll turn it upright, and here's the true meaning. Well, in personal readings, if somebody gets the Five of Swords, I look at it as like the deepest inner conflict that we need to work through, and we talk about that. But when it comes to this guy and these other dirty politicians, I see it as somebody who likes to fight, who goes through defeat. It's our defeat card and humiliation card and self-sabotage. Somebody's walking away, and you got to figure out who. But, pain and loss. So, and vengeance. And somebody who doesn't talk, they use weapons. Nowadays, it's usually words, but it could be something else. But they use weapons in order to communicate, and they're into crime, and they're into bullying, and into abuse, and they are the rapists and the people who assault other people, and these are murderers. If it were upright. But that's not how it came through, so I have to bring it back. But I hope you took notes if you're learning tarot, because you got some free stuff there. Okay, who's that? And okay, this is not good. I don't know if he's going out again and staying out on another late night. This one here, the Knight of, sorry, I'm going backwards, but the Knight of Pentacles here, when it comes through reversed, I see it as, of course it's a dark horse, but could be somebody in a black SUV. I see it as a dark mercenary. I see somebody who's making mistakes and who is lazy and stubborn. If it's just him, this is him not moving forward on any level, lazy and stubborn, and its effects because it's Saturn in Capricorn. This could be intestinal issues. It could be, things just aren't moving at all. It's also one of the cards for an acute illness. So, yeah. Okay, now who is this Queen of, because when I get the Queen and Kings, we have two queens, I look at this people that are either helping him or working against him. Now, because the card came through reversed, I think this is someone working against him, and this would be, I would think, Elizabeth Warren, because she's a Cancer. Because we're looking for a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces woman. But, it could also be Judge Tanya Chutkin, or Judge Amy Berman Jackson. There's that possibility there. Yeah. I mean, Ivana was a Pisces and Marla Maples was a Scorpio, but they're not, that's not somebody who's in his life right now. I feel like this is women, and let's just take any other political person out or keep them in and add more. This would be any woman trying to stand up for the manipulation, trying to stand up against and fight against the manipulation and the the atrocities against women, because he has just, I mean, I think it was just yesterday, he took away with he did an executive order to take away Biden's, I can't remember if it was an executive order from Joe that gave hospitals the ability, or put it into law that they had to, I don't know if it's a law or just the executive order which creates a law. I think that's the way it works, where the hospitals had to, if a miscarrying woman came to the emergency room, the hospitals had to take her in and get her stable, even in those 23 states, which are, under some very strict rights, or strict rules, strict laws, because of frickin' SCOTUS. Well, anyway, this asshole took that right away. He did an executive order yesterday getting rid of that. Yesterday, the day before, or maybe it was a few days before, I don't know. I work 7 days a week and time is getting away from me. And I have to finish this up quick because I have a reading soon. Okay, foundationally, what was on the bottom? Okay, we have so there's a lack of success here with the Chariot reversed. You guys have been telling me that Trevor reads this as an ambulance or a hearse, or what else would you I forget what else. Getting away to another country, maybe. I understand. We didn't have airplanes back in the day when they invented. Well, there were some, but not big travel planes. But anywho, when it comes to the Chariot reversed, oh, I know what you guys have told me, that the Trevor reads it as human trafficking. Yeah. Well, he's been involved in the transnational money laundering crime syndicate all his adult life, so I'd say, yeah, that's right on. But when it comes to health, with this card reversed, this is somebody who is moody and complaining and not taking self-responsibility. There are hidden cancers, and they're out of control. And so he goes back and forth between aggression and passive aggression and gaslighting and all of that. Okay, what else? Oh, yeah. Okay, this would be his doctor. This Two of Cups would be the doctor, healthcare workers, anybody that's taking care of him. So they're not to be trusted. They're giving him what he wants. And we all know what he wants is not good for him. So there's that. Yeah. So I think they're coming in, the healthcare, his nurses, doctors, they're coming to him to help him try and stabilize, keep him upright. And they're tired of his passive-aggressive moodiness and his, complaining all the time, but he doesn't take their advice. That's happening here. Because both of these cards are, cancer related, we're talking the stomach. So there's that. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to get this uploaded, and I'll be back. I don't know if I'll be able to do another reading today, but I have some extra time tomorrow, and I will, if you have questions. And then also for the live stream on Thursday, I have if you go to my posts section on my, if you go to my homepage, my channel homepage, there's a post for the Thursday live, and it really, really helps me if you put your questions in that post, because then I can cut and paste those questions and I can put them into StreamYard, slide the question over when I read on it, helps me with putting timestamps in, and and just the whole, experience, the live experience goes much more smoothly that way. So if you put your questions over there for Thursday's live, that would be the best way to do it, just in case I don't get to it beforehand, before Thursday. So, okay. Thanks, you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful, I'll be back, but I'll just say day instead of week. Have a wonderful Monday. Bye.